advice, the look on your device.
Len Lurks Moar. Len Lurks Moar.
And then have two completely different states right next door, and they don't even look alike, but they're named after the same set.
That is, yeah, that's...
And I'm pretty sure Dakota Indians were down there too. So,
well, that's logical. I'll give you that. Oh, yeah, this is, hey everybody, episode 64. I am Len, an alien hovering between Earth and Moon. This is, Ox, my, robot pal, and, well, he pilots this aircraft, and, spacecraft, I should say. We don't get much air up here, and, it's hard to tell what day it is, you know, no atmosphere. Sun doesn't shine in here like it does down there. It's just one of the, unfortunate side effects. It's like a nighttime party every day in here. Every day, all day. But you know what keeps me entertained is watching what you guys are up to on my Twitter feed, which we're going to go through. And today we have a lot of Trump quotable moments. He's out there saying whatever the hell he feels like saying, and that's newsworthy, you know?
yes.
So, but first, let's do some lighthearted Canadian jokery. This is like an AI rendered, like the most interesting man in the world kind of thing, but Canadian version.
He's sorry for being sorry. He applauds government overreach, thinking it's still not enough. He's never raised his voice, unless it's about hockey or milk in bags. He has strong opinions on ketchup chips, and no one's ever dared disagree. He gave his kid maple syrup instead of cough medicine, and it worked. He's been taxed for breathing, fined for shoveling his own sidewalk, and told the carbon in his Timbit is a national threat. But as long as he's got a Molson in hand and the Stanley Cup playoffs on TV, he just nods politely and says, "Beauty, eh?" He brags about how good the Canadian healthcare system is, but has to wait 3 years to see a specialist. He apologized during sex, twice, for the same thrust. He still believes Justin Trudeau's father was Pierre Trudeau. He puts himself into custody for having impolite thoughts. He winces when people pronounce the second T in Toronto. If he gets mistaken for an American, he corrects them while also apologizing. He once got his bank account frozen for donating to a protest and says, "Beauty, eh?" He goes to live in Arizona every March and tells the locals, "Your country is messed up, eh?" He is the most Canadian man in the world.
I don't always drink, but when I do, it's Tim Hortons surrounded by Pajeets. Stay gaslit, my friends.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that could be an interesting movie, I think. Like a Wes Anderson movie. Seems like. Yeah.
Wes Anderson. Well, better than you could actually probably get Wes Anderson and Clive Barker to do them together.
Yeah. Let's give them good ideas. We're about due for something good to be made. Oh man, let's see what's next here. Okay, is this your gym teacher from the 80s? That crazy female gym teacher from the 80s that you had? No, it's the singer of Green Day, and he wants you to know that America is a miserable, effing, terrible country, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I just love this picture of him. It's perfect.
Yeah, he went to so many liberal universities that it rubbed off on him.
Yeah, or he's just a shill.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
they're all shills.
Yeah, they are. Here is Elon Musk. This is nothing new. This is actually from June 5th, the poll for the third party. Ox, what do you think about the third political party to mix things up?
Well,
keep the other ones honest. make the other
It
ones
would,
honest?
if he did it, he could probably get it done because it'll cost a lot of money for people to do it otherwise. Because you have all of these different states and they have their different rules. For example, we have like the Green Party, right? The
Yeah.
guys who never win anything, except maybe they get like one person into like Congress. Now, for those particular cases, right? They're doing it all the hard way, and they're doing it through donation. Now, if you do it with a lot of backing, right?
Yeah.
You can have because you're going to have to get past a lot of ingrained psychological programming.
Yeah.
If you remember, there really is a lot of programming about that. I mean, there's even Simpsons episodes making fun of it.
Right.
Remember when the two aliens basically were running for president? Both of them were alien, right?
Yeah.
That means you could vote for a Democrat or Republican, and it didn't matter because you would still get like one of the two aliens.
Yeah.
And then Lisa, what was it? Lisa said, "Well, we could vote for a third party," and the basically response was, "Oh, let's see if I remember it. It was something like." What, and throw your vote away?
Yeah. Yeah.
So of course the aliens won.
Right.
So
And like the only semblance of a third party is used to maybe grab some votes from a candidate that they don't want to win. So
Yeah.
even the third party right now seems manufactured for a certain purpose. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, it is. It is.
Yeah.
In fact,
So how did they get over that stigma? I mean, how would you? I mean, I don't know. It's not like we can trust Musk either. You know, if he was gonna become the face of the third party.
Yes, well, either you create a third party and you make it possible by doing so many commercials and not you can't do just commercials, right? You actually have to talk with producers of individual shows and actually go to the extent of making it acceptable.
Yeah, that's kind of a
And-
key element. Like.
Right.
That the media hasn't been playing along with giving that third party its due, the attention that it needs to make it.
Well, yeah, no.
And
most
so
people-
that's manufactured, obviously, too.
yes. Most people aren't aware.
You would need the media to push that, or
Right.
at least be fair and balanced, or whatever however you want to spin it.
Well, no. And I'm not saying from news, right? Of course, news has to be fair and balanced, which is impossible right now. What I mean is just go to traditional media,
Yeah.
right? You go to people who publish various, even as far as, books, right?
Right.
Books, all of media. You take a good swath of news and entertainment and then traditional media, and you have to basically get them to introduce this concept of a successful third party in their media.
Yeah.
And I know it seems like, yes, this is a psychological program I'm talking about, because you have to break the original programming.
Right.
Otherwise, it isn't going to just work. You have to get past what they've done to you.
Yeah, and it would help too, that other candidate needs to be separating themselves from the herd and actually proposing what people want, not like blending in. Because it's like a Nissan next to a Toyota kind of thing,
Yes. Now let's get really messed up here. What if Trump were to run for that third party?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Now, if
that's
he
kind of like
did-
what would need to happen to make it like legitimize it.
Right, this would create a new party easily because he would be able to do it. Because all of those people, they would vote for him. And then they would have to find something to do with these individual states where you can only vote for the party you register for.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Right.
So they would have to, you'd have to do a little bit of work, but he already does a ridiculous amount of work. So.
Yep. All right. What do we got next? Okay, so here's like one of the quotable moments. There's going to be several of these tonight because there's just so much shit floating around Twitter. And anyways, so let's see. This is Trump and DeSantis hanging out. Let's see. Oh yeah, Trump confirms to DeSantis that the federal government will approve Florida's request to use Florida National Guardsmen as immigration judges.
This is we're offering up our National Guard and other folks in Florida to be deputized to be immigration judges. We're working with the Department of Justice for the approvals. I'm sure Pam will approve. But then I'll have a National Guard judge advocate here. Someone has a notice to appear. Biden would tell them to come back in 3 years and appear. Now you'll be able to appear in like a day or two, so they're not going to be detained, hopefully, for all that long. We'll have people here in this facility that can make, it's a bureaucracy. The president's got to deal with the bureaucracy. Now, that Supreme Court ruling was good because that's going to allow him to be able to exercise Article 2 the way founders intended, but you still have bureaucracy. So we want to cut through that so that we have an efficient operation between Florida and DHS to get the removal of these illegals done. This is, we're offering up.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is the start of military justices.
Yeah.
You needed to introduce it somehow.
Right. This will condition the people. Let's see. We got California woman says seeing an illegal mother being detained in front of her sons was the. This is kind of a funny clip. I only seen like a few seconds of it, but I'm pretty sure it's.
No, you don't. Show me. Show me right now.
A mother taken by federal agents right in front of her two sons on Saturday in Pasadena.
I cannot begin to describe to you how horrifying it was.
Please. No, where's the word? Show me first.
Jillian.
That's it. That's the joke. That was the funny part.
Yeah, it needs to be more horrifying so she can explain it properly.
At least try to begin to describe to us so we can embellish in the details. This is an inside footage of the alligator Alcatraz, I believe. I was just kind of taken aback at how similar this looks to the Scarface set. Yet it's like nothing's changed. You get some fences, you get these beds. This is, 19 seconds of this. Oops, let me share that. I gotta say, decent toilet. That was unexpected.
Well, remember they just went through a whole period of. Remember, first the military helps them set it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just went through a whole period of special people. So, of course, they'll be able to do nice toilet.
Yeah. Pretty cool faux stone look. I think it's faux. Here's the clip to compare with the Scarface version. Anyway, that's one of my favorite scenes of Scarface. This is maybe interesting because, I don't know, we've shown Will Smith and his weird, what would you call that? The humiliation ritual stuff happening past couple episodes. So I think he's on this podcast maybe addressing some element of that. Let's just watch a little bit of it. I don't know if it's really going to be interesting or not. I just pulled it. And the first, 10 seconds, it sounds like he's kind of talking about what we were showing the last couple episodes.
For the first time in my career, having to deal with a level of disapproval that I never had to experience.
Yeah. What does making a mistake in front of the world, how do you handle that?
It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal, but beautiful. The addiction to the approval of others that I had to dissolve.
Okay, so he knows he's a clown now, or he's at least acknowledging that everybody... This is weird, man.
Brutal.
Yeah. That's like kind of political, I would say. Spin it and try to twist it into a positive. Yeah. Well, that's about as interesting as that gets, I guess.
Yep.
This is that dude that does the Trump impressions. Let's watch it a little faster than normal and see if it's still coherent. This is kind of, it is funny though, but.
Welcome to Alligator Alcatraz, where everyone is welcome. You see what I did there? Chomp, chomp, chomp. We have the greatest gators. Nobody's ever seen gators like this. I get along very well with them, by the way, but we have the greatest and biggest and strongest alligators with the biggest teeth. Their teeth are bigger than Kathy Hochul's teeth. You know, I call her the bucktooth Botox bandit of Buffalo, and she's got huge teeth, the wicked witch of the Northeast. You look at her, and these gators' teeth are bigger, and they keep them in their mouth, unlike another bloodthirsty reptile by the name of Nancy Pelosi. You know, you need a windshield wiper to get through a conversation with her because she's spitting all the time. She spits like nobody's ever seen before. It's a really horrible thing. But we have beautiful gators. I get along very well with these alligators. Have been known to handle bloodthirsty reptiles before. Just look at what I did to crooked Hillary Clinton. And we also have big, beautiful snakes. You know, you have the snakes out there in the Everglades. And if you escape, these snakes are going to find you. They're going to squeeze you harder than Harry Sisson squeezed his cheeks with his little sit-down last week with Don Lemon. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Alligator Alcatraz is open and ready for business. It's officially ready to go. Everyone is welcome, and no one will be left behind. That much I can tell you. So thank you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless Alligator Alcatraz. And thank you for your attention to this matter. Welcome to...
He is pretty good voice-wise, man. He's got it down.
Yeah.
And all the Trump-isms in between.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Okay, we have now this piqued my interest because I do like watching hoarders and animal hoarders, any version of hoarders. Yeah, I'm kind of a sucker for that stuff. This is homeless shelter reviews. I hope this takes off. Let's watch some of it.
Reviews.
The food was like horrible. Like they brought us food to our rooms, the little dorms I showed y'all. It was like sloppy joe, some stale bread, and some old noodles, and a bottle of water. Like the showers were open. There were no walls in the showers. It was like open showers. No stalls, like just open showers. So I don't know how we're gonna bathe. I'm gonna go check on another. I'm gonna check on another shelter tomorrow. To see if I can find something a little more accommodating for us. The food.
Wow, I gotta tune in to the next one. It's probably already out, but yeah. I mean, I want to see actual footage though. That's how you get clicks. You gotta show the footage. Scalise on the OBBB, they had to stick the O in there because of the 666 conspiracy thing that was floating around. The 35-year-old who's sitting in his mom's basement playing video games is going to have to go get a job. He doesn't really say that.
Disabled and needy will be able to get better access to Medicaid because those able-bodied adults who are turning down work, the 35-year-old who's sitting at his mom's basement playing video games, is going to have to go get a job again. Those are going to be good things for the economy, but it's also something that helps.
Wow. I guess, yeah, there's a voter base you're not going to capture next election cycle.
Well, yeah, we have to. We're only 7 months in, so.
Yeah, you probably don't need them anyways. I mean, are they going to be motivated? They're not going to be the types of people to go out there and actually go to the polls.
Yeah, they have to, not the kind of people who go to the polls.
This is, I guess, some footage of Alcatraz from the outside. But maybe it's just Benny Johnson showing his fucking face all over the so, let's just pan through this and see if it's anything but Benny Johnson's face. Okay, a little bit, but mostly just his face.
Oh, I know where they are.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
You can find this place on Google Maps, but this was before it got updated.
Okay, before all the fencing and stuff?
No, the fencing is there, but none of the other stuff is there.
Ah,
so
gotcha.
that's the existing fence.
Uh-huh.
Right? because
you don't.
because it still has the original airport sign. So
Oh, sure.
so you can find this sign because he's close to the road, right?
Yeah.
If you'll show the camera to the left, right? This is he probably used Google Maps to find that place. That's probably what he did.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah.
So yes, I don't recommend going there. It's in the middle of nowhere, which is
There's
basically
the road. Yeah.
Yeah, which is basically between Naples and Miami.
A lot of
And,
mosquitoes, I heard.
Yes, you are in the middle of the bayou.
They should call it Mosquito Alley or something cool, like they do tornadoes.
I guess you could call it Mosquito Alley.
Yeah.
It is.
That'll keep the riffraff out.
Yeah, yeah. Or actually, you're better off saying it's Malaria Alley.
Oh, that'll scare them. Yeah, I like that.
Because the odds of you getting malaria are actually a real thing.
Yeah. Well, let's watch Benny Johnson slap the mosquitoes off his own face.
You do not want to go here.
For 2 seconds, then we'll move along.
Got
There he is.
mosquitoes everywhere. There you go. Look at that.
Holy shit, man. I think I found the key to subscribers.
Suffering?
Yeah, suffering in front of a camera. And,
Yeah, suffering in front of a camera.
I can't get this one to load. This link hasn't loaded for me. I guess I'm gonna just move along. For some reason, this is the only thing I have today. See, and I was like captured by the tweet here. It says Secretary Noam says ICE detained a cannibal who began to eat himself on a deportation flight, and I really wanted to see that. Well, not necessarily that, but whatever they're gonna talk.
A cannibal.
It won't load.
Yes, yes, probably because it's a cannibal trying to eat himself.
Yeah,
I mean, shit. Was one of the main talking point. That was my clickbait portion of this evening's show.
Okay, we got another quotable from Trump here. I'm just gonna play it. 34 seconds of pure quotable Trump.
And what the alligator Alcatraz is the idea that it's not illegal immigrants in case they just get eaten by an alligator or a snake or something.
I guess that's the concept. This is not a nice business. I guess that's the concept. If snakes are fast, but alligators are, but we're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison. How to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%. Okay?
Go up by 1%.
Oh man, this is like the best Trump we've seen yet. I feel like, and it's I can't say it's going unnoticed. 2.8 million views. That is one of the best presidential quotes. We're getting pure gold, last week or two. Stephen Miller, spelling it all out. Let's see what Stephen Miller. This is the same thing with the cannibal, and we didn't get to see it.
When President Trump came into office on January 20th, the United States had endured the largest wave of illegal immigration in human history. Not just American history, human history. And within just a few days, President Trump, through his strength, leadership, diplomacy, and vision, achieved the most secure border anyone in the world has ever seen. When we recently went overseas to the NATO summit, I had senior staff in foreign governments come up to me and ask me how he achieved the Trump miracle on his border and could that be replicated in their countries. For individuals who don't work in this space, to have 0 successful illegal entries in an entire month should be an impossible achievement. There's a 2,000-mile border with one of the poorest countries in the world, and you have open travel from 150 countries into Central America and South America. There are 2 billion people in the world that would economically benefit from illegally coming to the United States. And through the deployment of the military, through the deployment of novel legal and diplomatic tools, through the building of physical infrastructure, through the empowering of ICE and Border Patrol, and the entire federal law enforcement apparatus, President Trump achieved absolute border security. And now, once this legislation is passed, he will be able to make that with those resources permanent. Watching what you've done, sir, has been one of the honors of a lifetime. I'm proud to be able to play any role in it. And what President Trump is going to achieve next with the resources in this bill will make America safer, stronger, freer, more sovereign, and more prosperous than it has ever been before. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Steve.
And there's a lot of pundits out there crapping all over this bill, but Trump's standing behind it, so what are you going to do?
See, the thing is, he doesn't need the whole thing.
Yeah.
He needs certain things in it.
Right.
Because eventually, well, nothing is going to be expected the way that you want it, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be anything that you expect. It's going to work. It's going to be interesting.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. This one. That's just one of those memes that caught my attention. The rude coworker starter pack, and I realized it's just funny because, well, if you read what's going on here, it's like a normal, like how you're supposed to be at work, and somebody's angry about it. Clock in, do your job, don't bother anyone as best you can, then clock out. Almost all of your coworkers now have a personal vendetta against you. That's, yeah, I've seen that in the past. Not everybody wants to be friends, you know. You're just there to do a job. ICE continues raids near LA County Home Depots, including detaining a woman who was just selling tacos. Quotable here, they snatched her, she gone. But I seen that quote, and I was like, let's watch this. They snatched her, she gone.
They snatched her. She gone.
Witnesses
there
say
it
they
is.
took a woman who had been here in this parking lot under the freeway selling tacos.
They got the lady who sells tacos down here under the bridge. They got her too.
Diamond Cruz says the agents who arrived in several vans grabbed some of the people she'd been sitting with.
They just rolled up and they snuck up behind them.
Hey, come back and get Diamond Cruz and take him too. Jeez.
She rushed down here to the Home Depot to try and help as many people as she could or protest when she heard about the raid.
I've been volunteering to help bring food to people. I've been trying to just respond if there is something nearby the community. It feels wrong not to be there because it could happen to anybody.
One man says he saw some of these workers run into this job center set up here in the Home Depot parking lot to use it as a safe haven as they were being chased by the federal agents.
They came through the homeless camp right around the corner from the Home Depot.
Witnesses say they took people from this nearby homeless encampment and detained a man who had been sitting in this chair near the store protesting ICE. In a statement, Home Depot said, "We aren't notified that ICE activities are going to happen, and in many cases, we don't know that arrests have taken place until after they're over. We're required to follow all federal and local rules and regulations in every market where we operate. But these sudden enforcement actions are leaving entire communities on edge."
They're just coming in here snatching people for no reason.
Oh, they have a reason.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah, they have a reason.
Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah, it's nice to see local news footage of that stuff and how they spin it. And, well, let's see what we got. Okay, this one, this clip I picked out, but not because interesting at all, except for I think something this chick says that just triggered me.
Oh, hey, are you wondering what my partner and our neighbor across the street are doing right now? Because I'd love to show you. Oh, let's just go outside.
So they're having beers on the scissor lift, okay? But the part that got me was her calling a partner. Like, why do people do this? That's like your genderless significant other or you're gay. That's the assumption I'm making.
Well, I think that's the best way to introduce, right? But
partner
yes,
means you split your bills or you're gay.
Yeah.
Or you're gay.
I mean, is it better that they would say husband or wife?
Yeah, something with, you know.
I mean, but if it was a woman saying her wife, is that somehow better?
Yeah, somehow it's better. That way I know who's in charge. I need to know who's in charge. Partner means you're splitting things 50-50.
Well, no, I mean, if one of is a woman and they're both wives, then what do you do?
You just have to find out who looks like a 13-year-old boy. Who's got their hair in, you know, spiked hair, probably a plaid shirt with some band t-shirt underneath. One of those wallet chains. One of those wallet chains that nobody uses anymore. They definitely got one of those. Work boots.
Work boots.
Did I nail it or what? Let's go.
Work boots are good, though.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Sure they are. You need the steel toes because you're up to manly things all day long. Oh, man, I'm such a bad alien sometimes. All right, let's see. We got... This is fucking disturbing to me, Ox, and it's just one of those things that I'm going to share because I had to see it, you're going to see it kind of thingies. Why did 6.4 million people view this?
Holy crap!
and then look how
6.4 million views.
Yes,
Scroll
and
up,
171,000 likes.
Scroll up. Is this did he actually advertise it?
It's not like a promoted tweet. Is this?
What?
Yeah. Let's see if this guy even prominent? Okay, he does have. That's not. I wouldn't say that's prominent.
37,000 followers.
No, that's not prominent. You're doing well, but you're not like.
Yeah.
It's not even a verified account.
No, I mean he's doing well and he isn't verified.
So yeah. Anyways, I don't really know what's going on here. Don't want to know really what's going on in the fourth panel. I'm just disturbed at humanity right now.
Explain this meme.
Oh no, please. I gotta read this. Okay. Yes, I see what you're saying. Explain this meme like Johnny Bravo. Man, I wish I'd remember what Johnny's voice was like.
Johnny Bravo?
Because I'm not gonna do justice to this. Yo, what's good, snail fans? It's Johnny Bravo, baby. Here to break down this wacky snail meme. Panel 1, snail numero uno's just cruising when boom, another snail hollers boo, trying to spook the dude. Like me charming the ladies. Uh-oh. How are we going to get to panel 4 here? Oh, it's oh boy, I don't even want to know how they skin
I don't know if you want to click that.
I'm clicking it, bro. Panel 2, first snail jumps like I do when I spot a hottie. But in panel 3, he's back to sliding, cool as me in shades. Panel 4, big shadowy guys watching, looking all mopey. Maybe wishing he had my move. This meme's saying keep rolling no matter the scare like Johnny chasing love.
It doesn't.
No
it doesn't
way.
Understand.
It doesn't understand. And there's probably 4 people here that are triggered and saying, you have no idea what's going on here. I'm going down the dark web. I'm going to the dark web here. Disappointed. The sneenness. That's terrible. Oh, damn it.
Yes, he missed the part
This
about
was so worth the click. Oh my god. I hate this. And I love it all at the same time. Oh, shit. We didn't even get to the music part. Okay, hold on. We're at 9. We're 40 minutes in. It's time for some tasteless music, I promised. Yeah, tonight is going to be, My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult After the Flesh from the Crow soundtrack.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, that's a classic. Alright, let's see, we got Adam Carolla with some weird retweet of Gavin Newsom talking about some nonsense, I'm sure. But he says, look up who Gavin's dad was. I feel like I should know this, and I don't. Do you, Ox?
Dad. Gavin Newsom's dad.
It's probably in the comments.
William Newsom. American judge, administrator of the Getty Family Trust.
Okay.
Getty.
Yeah, Getty family. Okay.
So that was a little unexpected, but mostly because I didn't remember. But yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess he's talking about emotionally talking about the hallway his sister slept in because they only had 1 bedroom. The 2.5 jobs his mom worked, the couch he had to sleep on because again 1 bedroom, and the spare bedroom they rented out because Gavin can't keep his lies. So yeah. 31 seconds of something convoluted. I don't even need to click on it. Sure. Mass arrests have begun. One leads to another to another. The DOJ has criminally charged 324 defendants, including 96 doctors, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, and other licensed medical professionals in 50 federal districts and 12 state attorney generals' offices across the state for their alleged participation in various healthcare fraud schemes involving over $14.6 billion in intended loss.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
Intended loss.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Gagliotti, and I'm the head of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. Thank you all for joining us today as we announce the largest coordinated healthcare fraud takedown in the history of the Department of Justice. Today marks a decisive moment in our fight to protect American taxpayers from fraudsters and to defend the integrity of America's healthcare system. We are announcing today charges against 324 defendants for their alleged participation in healthcare fraud schemes involving approximately $14.6 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
That's a pretty big deal, dollar-wise. All right, we got CNN admitting that Trump is skyrocketing in support, and let's...
Yeah, strongly Republicans who like Donald Trump. This is Republicans who love Donald Trump, and he's up like a rocket. Look at July 2017, the strong... That's pretty good. But look at where he is now. Republicans strongly approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing about 5 months into his presidency. Republicans love Donald Trump the way that Americans love Disney World. The bottom 6, that huge base, and of course it's just part of a Republican base in which about 90% of them overall approve of him, including the somewhat.
Would like this number here, especially to see it go up. How about compared to other president Republicans?
Yeah, it's history making. It's history making. What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents going back over the last 5, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, 41, 40, 59. You see Trump, first term, 53. But look at this. All the Republicans back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beat Ronald Reagan when it comes to the strongly approved 5 months. And of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump with the Republican, more beloved by this Republican base than any Republican base loved any GOP president 5 months in. It is.
Yeah, and then with the quotes like we've seen tonight, that number's going up. Even more, probably, I would imagine. This is Chicago Teachers Union President saying the quiet part out loud. Yeah, let's see what that is.
CTU thinks your children are its children.
What?
Yes, we do. We do. CTU thinks your children are its children.
I don't even know what she said.
CTU thinks your children are its children.
Chicago Teachers Union, gotcha.
Yeah, so, however, there is a slight problem. It's like, they're not...
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, this one got me. It's just a basic meme. Choose a major you love and you'll never work a day in your life because that field isn't hiring. A lot of young people probably realizing that every day. Zoran Mamdani says won't allow ICE to arrest illegal aliens in New York City. Well, we have another quote from Trump.
Your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zoran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zoran Mamdani.
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government. And by the way, they get about 3 times what you get, Ron. If you look at the per capita, Florida gets 1/3 of what New York gets in terms of the numbers. What do you give?
Yeah, well,
because that's what we should send him.
Yeah, well, like sometimes people say Florida gets more because they count Social Security recipients, but that's not money to the state. Those are seniors that live here. If they move to North Carolina, you could count it there. So it has no interaction with the state government. They get more in the city and state government than we get.
Substantially. We're going to be watching that very carefully, and a lot of people are saying he's here illegally. He's, we're going to look at everything. And ideally, he's going to turn out to be much less than a communist. But right now, he's a communist. That's not a socialist.
Yeah, communist is not a socialist.
No. China launches its first humanoid robot soccer league in Beijing, and looks weird.
Well,
so let's see how this is out at 1.25 speed. You get some cheap laughs in there. I'll say it's better than the WNBA, but that's all I'm giving it.
Yeah, that's not very good at all.
No, oh, all right. Yeah, we got another quote. Trump floating the idea of deporting Americans who commit heinous acts. I like that. Or maybe they can just go in the alligator soup and skip all the formalities.
I'd like to say, a little controversial, but I couldn't care less. We have a lot of bad criminals that came into this country, and they came in stupidly. It was an unforced error. It was an incompetent president that allowed it to happen. It was an auto pen maybe that allowed it to happen, and it did happen. But we also have a lot of bad people that have been here for a long time, people that whack people over the head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them, people that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together. But I think getting them out, we forget about them. We had some bad accidents in New York, and they're not accidents. I'd like to say.
Why do I feel like he's so much more candid than even, a couple weeks ago? Have I just not been paying attention?
He'll be telling people more and more, but he can't just go right into it.
Yeah.
Right? Because not everybody has been completely woken up. They are waking.
Yeah. Oh, that's something. All right. What's our next one? Oh, we only got 5 minutes. This one is Education Secretary Linda McMahon announcing that Penn State, I think this is Penn State University. Yeah. They're sending personal apologies to every female athlete who was forced to compete against a man.
The university will be sending a personal apology to every female athlete who was forced to compete against a man.
Okay, that's, yeah. Guess it was self-explanatory. All right, here is the big, beautiful bill increases fund for ICE from $2 billion to $45 billion. Yeah.
That's a
That might have been one of the
lot.
key elements, yeah.
18,000 agents.
Yeah, that might have been one of the key elements that Trump wanted, that all the pundits are spazzing out about the deficit and whatever else.
That's almost doubling the size of ICE.
Yeah.
And most, okay, now, mind you, if there are 20,000, they're not all, there's, okay, it's, let me, how do I want to say this? I want to say this is 20,000 is how many ICE agents there are now.
Yeah.
But they're not all enforcement.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So adding this number is a significant number, right? Of 18,000 more agents, right?
Sure.
Those are probably the boots on the ground type.
Yeah. So there's been much more to come from that angle, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The June border numbers are in, and for the second month in a row, not a single migrant was released into the U.S.
Yeah, they can't. For one thing, they can't get into the United States from the south.
Yeah.
And if he does it in the north, right? I'm not sure if he's doing it in the north, but if he's doing it in the north too, then they have to basically get on the boat and come across to California or something. It's
right.
Significantly hard to come across the the southern border now, which is how it should be.
Yep. I guess this is going to be our last segment, and we'll end on a high note. New York erects a 10-foot tall pink foot fountain that sprays water from its tip. Yeah, this is a morale booster for residents around there, I'm sure.
Is that what powers it?
Yeah, this is like a serious promotional video for this piece of art. It's kind of funny.
Piece of
unintentionally.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was that. That's why I'm up here, hanging out up here, because you guys, you're not ready. You're not ready for us yet.
Not ready for anything.
Get rid of that thing first, and then we'll talk. It's one of the requisite.
Well, don't forget the big penis arm.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you don't remember which one that is?
No,
That was, I think,
maybe
one of the Martin Luther King things.
Oh, okay.
It's basically two arms hugging each other. Except
Okay. Oh, yes, I have seen that.
Doesn't look
Yes.
like arms.
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah. Well, that's it for us tonight. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back live on X on Saturday at 9 p.m. Central. And all you cool people on YouTube, appreciate you guys. You're watching us the day after on a nicely edited version. So yeah, you guys have a nice rest of your week, and we'll bring the laughs on Saturday. Ox, once again, thanks for your insight, and have a nice week, everybody.